show again.
Hi, Terry.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Welcome everybody to Outer Spaces Live. It's the October edition, and Terry is in the house, literally. He's here with us today. I'm so happy that you're here.
It is so nice to be back.
I mean,
we are having an amazing day here.
This is gonna be the best day. It's always fun, but it's just not the same when you're not like right here with me.
Thank you, I appreciate
This is the right vibe. Guys, we're so excited that you're here. This is gonna be an absolutely incredible show. For any of you that have never joined us for our monthly live stream, Outer Spaces Live, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself, and Terry will do the same. We're gonna let you guys get situated, get a cup of coffee, a cocktail, maybe if that's what you feel like right now, or a little snack. My name is Orly Shani. I'm the co-host of Outer Spaces Live. I'm a TV host and I'm a DIY expert, really focusing mainly within the home and the fashion space. And basically, I'm just obsessed with sort of customizing everything in my life, making everything really personal to my own style, to my own taste. And my whole purpose in life is inspiring you guys to do the same. And that's a lot of what we do here on Outer Spaces Live. So I'm so happy to be here with Terry. Terry, can you introduce yourself?
Absolutely.
Please?
My name is Terry Lynn. I am the co-founder and chief design officer of Outer, and my job is to dream up the products that we bring to you.
Yes.
And you know, Outer Spaces Live. Wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what that
Let's
is.
do it.
Outer Spaces Live is exactly what it is. It's where we come to you from our outer spaces and we talk about all things creative, community, and sustainability.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always really fun because after every single live stream, we sort of sit and brainstorm what will the next one be about, because we want it to be really useful for you, really timely, that it actually pertains to the things that are going on in your life. And so that's exactly what we've done for today's episode. I can't wait to share what we've got going on. So today on Outer Spaces Live, we are going to be releasing a brand new product that I cannot tell you how excited I am to share this product. This is a multifunctional, innovative product like nothing you've ever seen before. Your brains are gonna explode. You're gonna absolutely love it. So I can't wait. We'll be sharing that in just a little bit. We also have some really exciting Outer press. So Outer is expanding beyond the US for the first time ever, and we're gonna share exactly which beautiful country Outer has chosen to expand into and why. So amazing. We have on a guest today, Terry.
I am so excited.
I mean,
This time.
I gotta say, this is kind of a big deal. Not only is he just the most lovely human, so we're just so happy to have him here with us today, but he's kind of a big deal. He is a Michelin-starred chef.
Just a little bit.
He's an author 6 times over with his most recent book, Good Food, Good Life. He's a TV personality, he's a culinary entrepreneur, and he's an all-around great guy. Curtis Stone is gonna be here with us today. We're so excited. I can't wait to sort of bring him into the fold and have him join. And Curtis actually wants to get himself some Outer, just like many of you. And so we're gonna do a really fun sort of live shopping lightning round event with him where we go through all of the collections and help him decide. And you are a big part of that process, so I hope that you'll stay with us and help him do that. And I gotta mention the giveaway, because I know that that's why so many of you are here, is the excitement of some amazing, amazing Outer goodies. This month on Outer Spaces Live, we're giving away the Wicker conversation set. So this month, we're doing 2 of the armless. Now, I am insanely excited about this because not only is it its own little section that you can put anywhere in your home that you want, anywhere in a little space, but they are 2 of the most functional pieces when you think about Outer's modularity. So you can fit them into already existing sort of setups that you have, or down the road, you can configure big U shapes, L's, whatever you want. 2 of those guys really go a long way. So that's amazing. And we didn't stop there because, well, we can't help ourselves. This month, Outer is partnering with Australian sustainable lifestyle brand Ettitude on a happiness at home bundle. They curated a ton of amazing brands, and there are going to be 2 winners, one in the US and one in Australia. And the links to sort of apply for those, to register to win, is going to be in the comment section. So just head down to the comment section and take a look. 2 winners. It's over a $3,200 value. Really amazing, super exciting stuff. I can't wait to get into it. I'm just very, very happy.
I am too. I'm so excited.
So I was thinking, Terry, what do you think about doing things a little differently? Because normally, you and I will do a little, and then we'll bring in our guests later. But I'm sort of feeling like, I mean, we should take advantage, shouldn't we?
100% we should.
Okay. So, like I said, our guest today is a Michelin-starred chef. He is an author, like I said, 6 times over. His most recent book, Good Food, Good Life, is absolutely incredible. He's a TV personality. Curtis Stone, make your way on over here, would ya?
Woo! Curtis!
Woo!
How are you, Terry?
Good to see
Welcome.
Nice to see you guys.
I'm so glad that you're here with us. This is so exciting.
I'm excited to be here.
I mean, honestly. Terry,
I am.
Terry
so
was
excited.
nervous.
Yeah, I am very nervous. In my passions of life are design and food, and I watched Food Network like growing up. So you are definitely an icon to me.
Mate, we share the same dreams. To me, food is, of course, everything, but so is design. I love design, and my wife is, she's out of control on design and fashion and
I think
all
I'd
that
love
good
her.
stuff. You would.
I think maybe we'll be best friends. Well, that's amazing. Well, this is one of the reasons we thought it would be great to just get you in here early. Number one, we just want to hang out with you for as long as we possibly can. But number two, we're going to be sharing some amazing outer press that just feels too connected to you to not have you sitting right there in the chair while we do it.
Right.
So for many of you watching, you know that I like to put Terry in the hot spot and share outer press, all the amazing things that people are saying about outer because, well, he doesn't want to do that for himself, so I take on that role. But today we're sharing a bit of outer press that is just too exciting. Outer is expanding beyond the US for the first time ever. What is the amazing country that you've chosen to expand into, and why did you choose this particular country?
Yeah, we did a lot of research, and we realized that the next obvious place for us to go is Australia.
Woohoo!
Australia!
And why Australia? Well, there's a couple reasons, but the biggest reason is that it is like the mirror of the U.S. And what I mean by that is, when it becomes cold here, it's warm there. So our winters are their summers, and vice versa. And then on top of that, it really is just like the cultural similarities to Australia and the values of like outdoor living. And that just felt like kind of the right reasons for us to go into Australia next.
We love being outdoors in Australia, and we really do try and spend as much time as we possibly can. We're lucky, we've got a beautiful climate like you have in so many parts here in the US. So yeah, you picked the right place.
It's so good. I'm so excited. And guys, what's amazing is that lucky outer customers in Australia, some of you watching, are already getting their beautiful setups at home. And we wanted to share some photos because these are just so beautiful of some outer showrooms that are actually already in Australia. So let's take a look at some of these beautiful homes. Okay, I'm not even going to try to say this. Curtis.
Daylesford, Victoria. You know what? I used to go to this place when I was a kid. Daylesford's got this kind of hippie kind of vibe to it. It's really, really beautiful, very organic and natural in its essence. It's a cool spot, and that looks beautiful.
Look at that setup. Look at the pup on the right. I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah.
Look at him. He's like chilling on a covered jacuzzi, maybe. What?
It looks like it.
What an amazing setup. My goodness. All right, let's take a look at our next one. Where is this, Curtis?
This is Hobart, Tasmania. So Hobart is the capital of Tasmania. Tasmania is the little island state off the southeastern coast of Australia. Very green down there. It almost looks like Ireland or Wales. It's absolutely a stunning place, and I love the way they've used that wicker.
Yeah, and there you can see those two armrests, right? The conversation set, the way that it supports a grander setup or used on its own. It's so beautiful.
On this picture, something that you will notice, oftentimes you don't notice, is the proportions. You can see we really wanted to emphasize the comfort of the cushions, and you can see the seat deck, which is the frame, is thinner than the cushions. So there's a play of proportions in the design that oftentimes you don't see, but in this picture you do.
Beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at the next one.
Oh, Warren Ponds. This is close to where I grew up. This is a little suburb of Melbourne. And yeah, I grew up in a place called Essendon in Melbourne. We like to think it's the most cosmopolitan city in Australia.
Love it. That is beautiful. My goodness. All right, let's go. No, that was it. I was like, do we have a fourth? No, that was it. That was it. Guys, so if you are joining us from Australia, first of all, welcome. We're so excited that you can be part of the Outer family. This is really exciting. If you guys want to shop, you can do that now, which is huge. So you're going to go to liveouter.com.au and you can shop to your heart's content. This is so exciting. Welcome to the family. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
Pretty amazing, yes. So Curtis, like you heard our story with Outer. We're going from the U.S. to Australia. I think you have a similar story, and it's just the inverse.
It's the opposite, that's right. Well, I grew up cooking in Australia. I always wanted to work for this fabulous chef in London, so I moved to England for 10 years. I spent most of my time in a basement kitchen over there.
Oh, look at that.
And I got really homesick, and I wanted to come home to Australia, but I stopped along the way in California, and I fell in love with Cali. I fell in love with my wife. And I've been here for the last 15 years. So I go back and forth a bit, and you hit the nail right on the head when you said there's so many cultural similarities. There's that love of outdoor and also a love of design. And your stuff is so contemporary in its nature, but still comfortable and beautiful. And I think that Australia will really, really warm to that as well.
That's great, yeah. I know a lot of what we focus on, first and foremost, is functionality.
Yeah.
and something that actually is solving a problem. And then, of course, aesthetics does matter, but it always is function first.
It's so cool. I make kitchenware for a living as well, and
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? It's
That's
got to
right.
have, you know, that wonderful function, that wonderful form, all mixed into one, and you've nailed it.
And I know, Curtis, your love of outdoors it really knows no bounds. And you actually did a really cool thing through your restaurant, Gwyn. You started Picnic Society.
Right.
What is Picnic Society?
Well, we started a restaurant because we wanted people to be able to be outside
Yeah.
and have beautiful food. So we did it at the Grove in LA, and we actually decked out an outdoor space where people could come and even just sit on the floor. We put a bunch of cushions down
Right.
and served beautiful picnic style food. And then we also sold those picnic baskets so people could take them.
That looks so fun.
Isn't that fun
space.
up there? Yeah. So, you know, you could come to us, or you could grab a picnic basket and go and eat it in a park or on the beach or at home. And you know, good food should be everywhere with you.
I love that. Well, I just love that idea too, because if maybe you're not close by and you can't do this at Gwyn, this is just such a fun idea to remind yourself.
Right.
Throw some snacks into a bag, get outside, make a little moment of it, even if it's a blanket on your own front lawn. It feels
Yeah.
exciting and special when you do that outside. You know.
Very true.
Right.
That's so
Yeah.
great. Okay, so Curtis, I know that you are wanting to get an outer.
Yes.
You are about to join the outer fam as well. And so we thought it'd be really fun to help you decide. I know you're torn. There are three
Yes.
amazing collections. So we want to talk a little bit about each collection. We're going to do a fun lightning round.
Okay.
Now, for those of you watching, if you don't know this, one of the reasons that people, and Curtis specifically, sort of become in love with outer is the outer shell. If you don't know what that is, I'm actually going to demo it for you right now. So each cushion, there's a few things that are the same for each cushion. Number one, the fabric is stain resistant, mold resistant, water resistant, everything resistant. We do some amazing videos on this incredible fabric. That's a part of every collection you get. The other thing is what's called the outer shell. This is the bug shield blanket to prevent mozzies.
Yep.
That's what you
Mozzies
guys
is a
call
new
them, right?
term that
Mozzies.
we learned about, yeah.
So in the back of the cushion here is a built-in shell. This is your cover. It is built in, but also hidden at the same time. So you pull it down, there's Velcro underneath, and it hooks in. Now it can stay covered and still look beautiful all the time. The thing is that because it goes on so fast, it comes off so fast, which means that your furniture is always clean and ready to use. When you're ready to take it off, you just open it and roll it back. Another thing that all three collections will have, regardless of the one you choose, is modularity. That is a huge selling point of outer. All of them can be mixed and matched, not only when you first buy it, but also throughout the week,
Yeah,
throughout the years.
You can reconfigure it.
Exactly.
And it's the reconfigurable, that's right.
It's so amazing. Okay, so those three things you'll get no matter what.
It's genius because in LA it's a bit dusty.
Yes.
You know, it's dry throughout summer, of course.
So true.
And yeah, even though it's waterproof and mold proof and all that stuff, the dust still settles. So it's nice to be able to flip that over. I saw that and I was like, I'm in love. And then my wife, I don't mind bugs. They don't bother me too much, but my wife's crazy if there's a bug around. So she's like, it's bug resistant. How do they do that?
You need to
I was
get some
like,
bug shield blankets too.
Yeah.
We have a
Exactly.
great story from someone on our team that had the wildest experience that we will be sharing on our site soon.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, they're really cool, and they're so like chic and elegant looking. They add to the decor.
Right.
Amazing. Okay, so now we're gonna do the lightning round. Now this may be the hardest thing I've ever asked Terry to do. I'm gonna hold him to a time limit. He's got to talk about his three babies, the Wicker, the teak, and the aluminum, very quickly. Okay, so let's start with Wicker. Wicker was the first baby that Outer gave birth to, and it is just one of the most popular collections. It's one of my favorite. I have a huge setup in my backyard. What is the biggest selling feature of Wicker?
Yeah, well, with Wicker, it is just like a timeless look. Everyone loves Wicker, and sometimes people think it might look too traditional.
Yeah.
And if you look at our design, we've tried to do it where we have a modern silhouette using a traditional material, and we've enhanced that even more with our cast stainless steel legs. So it really is transitional in nature. It fits within whatever your aesthetic is, whether it be modern, traditional, boho. It just kind of works with all of them, as you can see in some of the pictures.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what, Curtis, actually, while we're getting into this, I realized I wanted to ask you, how are you planning on using your outdoor furniture? Just so we can, all of us at home can keep this in mind when we give you suggestions.
Sure.
Like, what's your use?
Well, we entertain a lot, so we have
Okay.
people over all the time. I have two young boys, 9 and 7-year-old,
Oh my goodness.
and they make a lot of noise when
Yeah.
you're trying to do conferences and stuff from home. So I actually use my outdoor area as my office sometimes.
Beautiful.
And then once in a while, you just want to have a little snooze by the pool, right? So it's got to be multifunctional.
Okay, cool. Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, so the Wicker, what do you think about the Wicker style?
I absolutely love it.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I do, because it feels like our house is a bit that Cape Cod sort of style home too. So it feels traditional, but it's got a contemporary edge to it. And you mentioned it, I didn't even pick up on it, but how you've made the back, I'll do this much less elegantly than you, but the back is thicker than the bottom. And it gives it a really nice contrast. And then the stainless steel legs, I think it sort of really modernizes Wicker, which I love.
It absolutely does. Yeah, it's like the chameleon. It can really transition into any decor. Okay.
I was going to say one thing about you talking about napping. I just wanted to share this with you, but a 3-seat sofa, the length of the cushions is 87 inches, which is bigger than a king-size bed. So you will be fine taking a nap on your sofa, whichever one you decide to go with.
It's so on. It is so on. Okay, let's move into the second collection. This is the second collection that Outer released, and it is, I mean, it's what we're sitting on right now. It's one of the most beautiful. Tell us a little about teak.
Yeah, the teak is, you know, the reason we created the teak was because it is the classic material when you think of outdoor furniture. Teak is what was used on in the Navy on the ships before they were using iron. We use all grade A teak, and grade A teak lumber is you only get about a 20% yield on that. So you know, the one thing really unique about our design is very unique. If you look at it, it was actually an engineering feat to figure out how to actually connect the back to the seat slat with this curved piece that's connecting it. You know, the one other thing about it is unique to us is that we actually got nominated for an international design award
for the teak collection, right?
Teak collection, that's right.
You know, and when you guys take a look at this little graphic that's coming up, this is all of the other products and brands that were nominated alongside Outer. And what's so incredible about it is that they're all these super like high concept, high like artsy design that really are only going to ever live in a museum, sitting right alongside the very usable, very functional teak collection, which you can all have in your own backyard. So the idea that something like this is sitting alongside all of these other pieces really does say a lot about, I feel like the teak collection is great for those design lovers because there is such beautiful, you know, detail throughout. It's amazing. Okay, next up, aluminum. This is what I have on my porch, and I gotta say, is a big star. My porch is the coolest porch in town. I'm just putting that out there. Come over, come, have a glass of lemonade. Tell us about aluminum, I love it.
Yeah, so aluminum is really, it was just, as we designed the teak, we realized that we could do a study in materials. So if you look at it, it's actually very, very similar to the teak, just a different material, and just the overall inspiration for both the teak and the aluminum was just kind of looking at inspiration from automotive design and really looking at how things are streamlined. You know, the one thing that's amazing about aluminum is it's rust-free. And this is the easiest of all the collections in terms of maintenance.
Right.
Yeah.
I love how it looks just as cool from the back or the side as it does from the front.
Yes.
It's really well designed. You know, because sometimes your furniture, especially at our place, you will see it from the back. There's no way to just push it up against the wall. You don't want to when it looks that good.
And then that you brought up a great point, which is, you know, oftentimes we want to design it so that it actually entices you to come outside. So whether it's from the front or back, we just want it to look good from all angles, and that's the kind of the inspiration from.
And by the way, in Australia they call it aluminium.
Stop it.
Yes.
Scandal. Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Although it does feel fancier.
It does.
Maybe we should just, maybe a little rebrand? Aluminium collection. That's how I'm going to say it from now on. Okay, I am dying to know which collection you guys think Curtis should get. So you heard he wants a little nap zone, he needs a little workstation, he's a little entertaining. Which of the three, wicker, teak, or aluminium, do you suggest? And are you decided? Did we sell you one way or the other?
I'm 99% sure that I'm going to go with the wicker.
Yes.
But I'm open.
Baby.
Give me some thoughts, but I love the wicker.
Okay. If anyone wants to peer pressure him, he's saying the opportunity still exists. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
all right. A teak.
Oh, the teak.
Oh, they're coming in. They're going to keep coming in. Okay. How cool that we got that little situation happening there. Well, I'd love to take some questions. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of questions for both of you, and I'd love to start that process. You game to answer some questions? All right. Let's see who our first question is. All righty, this is from Hillary Bloom. Curtis, I love eggplant, and every time I attempt a recipe, it doesn't come out right. Do you have an easy recipe that works every time for eggplant? You
know the thing with eggplants that no one gets right, unless you're in the Middle East?
Yeah.
We don't cook it long enough. You need to cook eggplant for a really long time.
Like how long is long?
Well, there's eggplants and there's eggplants, right? And I won't go into it because it'll take forever.
Okay.
But you want to cook, if you're going to grill it, you want to grill it for maybe 7 or 8 minutes on either side.
wow.
So yeah, you really cook it for quite a while. It can have a little bitterness as well. So when you cut it, sprinkle it with salt, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then wash that salt off, and that'll take some of the bitterness away.
You wash the salt off?
Yeah.
And then you don't like add salt while you're cooking?
Once you put the salt on, it'll actually create moisture, and you'll look at it and you'll be like, where'd the moisture come from? That's the bitterness coming out of the eggplant.
Okay, that was worth the price of admission. That was freaking, which is free, by the way. This is a free live stream, so there was no price to this admission. Okay, next question, please. That's so interesting, my gosh. Judd, everything is looking great. How did it hold up with the recent rain in SoCal?
What a great question.
This is a great one.
Yeah, Judd, you know what's funny? We've had a pop-up in the Pacific Palisades for the last 6 weeks.
So gorgeous.
And I came in on a Monday night, and there was quite a big rain down here. It came from up in San Francisco, and when I went to check out the pop-up, all of our furniture was covered, and I went and undid it and checked it out, and everything was dry. So the idea of the rain covers is really for, the main thing is that you can sit on your furniture right after a rain, because we've always talked about we're trying to eliminate the idea of the wet butt syndrome.
Yeah.
And it works.
And one thing I'll say too is that if you live in a place where where you have like a heavy rainy season where you know there might be a month where you're not going to be necessarily using it, there's the all-weather covers that Outer has as well, which is like a full cover, and it's got this zipper on one side, so when you zip it, it's like a suction, like, and it makes it super tight, and the rain falls right off of it. So the sort of outer shell will cover it in, like, you know, kind of daily stuff,
Yep.
but then the all-weather covers are really good if you live in a super, you know, intense weather
Thank
state.
you. Thank you for...
My pleasure.
That was
Listen, I
perfect.
know all the things
You do.
about
You
all the
know
outer
more than
things. Let's see, do we have another question? Tim, Curtis, what's your favorite thing to cook outdoors? Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
you know, for me, outdoor cooking is all the time. It's lunch, it's breakfast, it's dinner. And, you know, so many cultures claim that they're the king of the grill. And so they should. You know, in America, we love to grill. In Australia, they love to grill. You know, we love to be outside cooking. So, I mean, I own a butcher shop. I've got to talk about steak. You know, I love cooking steak, and I love, you know, it's a very social thing to be outside cooking, because people come over to you,
Yes.
and they come over to you even if you're inside in the kitchen, but it's much nicer when they come over to you outside and you can
So
have a cocktail and, you know,
Yeah.
enjoy the sunshine.
What's your favorite cut of meat?
A ribeye.
A ribeye.
Yeah, without question.
Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take a look at our last question. All right, this one's from Jamie Muller. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side to cook?
Oh, I think it's the
Mamacita.
stuffing or the dress. It depends if you stuff it in the turkey, it's stuffing, and of course if you bake it outside, it's called dressing officially. And I use some
Never do
nice
that.
flavored sausage, maybe fennel seed in the sausage, some bacon, bread. You know, stuffing, for me, that's the best part.
That sounds
that sounds
delicious.
amazing, yeah.
Oh, it's so close too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is almost here. How did this year go by so fast already? All right, guys, I want to just do a little quick recap on our giveaway to remind you guys what you are in for. One lucky winner is going to get the conversation set. This is the Wicker, Curtis's leading favorite so far.
Yep.
The Wicker armless. So you're going to get 2 armlists, and like I said, I think this is amazing because not only is this its own little moment if you want it to be, but it's also a super functional piece that really lends to the modularity of Outer. So you can start really getting creative with your setups, create U shapes and L shapes and all sorts of big epic nap zones. Really amazing. So one of you guys is going to win that, and I can't wait. We'll announce that at the very end of the show. And then, of course, we didn't want to stop there. So Outer is partnering with Australian sustainable lifestyle brand Ettitude for a Happiness at Home campaign. They curated all of these amazing brands, got everybody together to make an epic, epic giveaway worth $3,200, over $3,200. And there's going to be 2 winners. So one of you in Australia and one here in the U.S. is going to win that. So just look at the the comment section down below, and one of the community managers will post the link so that you can apply to the one for whichever country you're watching in. Okay, very exciting. Now we're going to move into what we like to call the halftime show. So Curtis, generally during the halftime show, we will share a little bit of a full design process from a real Outer customer, because Outer has these free, completely complimentary design consultations where you could reach out and say, these are my needs, this is my space,
Right.
what should I do? And they'll create a full setup. This time we thought it'd be really fun to sort of skip to the end part of all of the afters and share a ton of afters. That way you guys get lots of inspiration for your space. Maybe you already got your outer and you don't know how to set it up, or maybe you're thinking about getting it and you need some ideas of layouts. These are beautiful, real neighborhood showrooms. And for those that have never heard of this, neighborhood showroom is actually Outer's like innovative retail platform. This is an idea that Outer came up with where you could have an in-person shopping experience through someone that actually owns an Outer. And what that does if you decide to become a host is you'll get exclusive perks and discounts, you'll get access to new products, first one in line. So really, really cool stuff if you do want to become an Outer host, as I am. And I gotta say, it's pretty awesome. So let's take a look at some of these spaces because they are just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, the aluminum. Look at how beautiful that looks. This is exactly what you're talking about, Curtis, like where it looks so great from all sides. So it looks great that it's sort of suspended right in the middle there.
Right, and you know, I can imagine depending on who you're entertaining, you could change that up a little bit too. You know, you could open it up. You could change the.
Yeah, you can make it a super long L.
Yeah.
Just to make it a really like wow moment.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that is beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's take a look at our next one. Oh, this might be my favorite. Come on.
Curtis, I think this is what, if I envision your space, I think it's going to look something like this.
Yeah, it's so cool, you know, and the back of it is so fun that you could even sort of rest on the side of it and have a conversation with someone while you're not sitting on the sofa. And that's what I love about that Wicker. Yeah.
You know, the one thing I was going to say that I've noticed in this picture is, if you don't notice it, like the idea is this has a lot of presence. It's got weight. It's beefy. It's big, and the legs are really thin, so it almost looks like it's floating. And that was kind of the intention, to kind of lighten up the look of this.
Oh my gosh, that's just that fireplace. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Is that all their property back there? I mean, I can't. Okay. Oh, look at this lake situation. Wow. This is beautiful. Look at that. The boat garage, or whatever that thing is called, matches the sofa
It works
perfectly.
I know, with the teak collection.
Look at that wood. It's got a really sort of like mid-century modern kind of vibe there with all the vertical lines.
Yeah, the lines actually add a lot in terms of the detail.
And they've got a really big swimming pool.
It's a big swimming pool.
Quite a big one, yeah.
It's big. I wonder what that's like to clean.
Someone just asked a question, and I shouldn't be doing this, but Hillary Bloom just asked a question saying, can you mix the materials? What if you did teak with Wicker? Would that look weird, or does it look right?
That's a great question. You know, I think it looks great. Oftentimes what I would do would do something like, I would take a sofa, it doesn't matter which one you do. Let's say you do the 3-seat all-weather Wicker, and it looks awesome if you actually blend it with like the teak armchairs that you're seeing right here.
Yeah. I'm asking that question because I was thinking
you might do the same thing.
I'm like, the Wicker for there, but then I've got a couple of other spots that I could put a chair or two.
Well, and that's the thing is, so last month we had Kenneth Wingard here, and he's an amazing interior designer, and he was talking about all the different striations, the colors that are within the Wicker. So that from far away you sort of get an overall color, but when you look in, you see that there's these beiges and these grays and all of these highlights and sort of shadow points that really do work. They would pick up a little of this, they would pick up the aluminum in a very cool way. So you probably could mix and match really well.
Yeah, the idea of the all-weather Wicker was we wanted to actually get the look to feel like the silvery gray patina of teak.
Yeah.
So that's why as teak begins to age and it goes more gray, it actually works even better with our all-weather Wicker.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's take a look at our last neighborhood showroom. Oh my goodness. Look at how perfectly they matched the pillows to the planter to the pool. You get a gold star for color coordination, my friend. Orano. Look at how beautiful that is. And see, that's the one thing that I love. I got the aluminum white cushions on my porch, and it looks so gorgeous. The crisp black and white, the way they work together, it just allows you to have, like, you can imagine the ways that this space could constantly transform seasonally. Yeah. Because it's such a beautiful kind of like canvas to start with.
You know, with our neighborhood showroom, we have over 1,000 now in the U.S. And the whole concept of the neighborhood showrooms, we call it places, spaces, and styles. So if you're not quite sure how you want your space to look, you can come check out our neighborhood showrooms and then figure out a space that is about your size, figure out, you know, a style that's kind of like you so that you can get inspired. And this is kind of an example of us showing you what some of our neighborhood showrooms look like.
So cool. So just a reminder to those of you that are watching, if you're thinking about becoming a host, you can head over to the website right now. You can apply to become a host. Like I said, it's such a great thing. It's such a great way to connect with people. It is such a great way to share the love of your outer, which you will be just like all of us, and you'll fall in love with it the same way. You'll also be getting discounts. You'll get additional perks. You'll get access to new products like the one we're about to reveal in like T-minus 2 minutes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So it's such a great thing. It's such a cool thing to be a part of. So if you guys are thinking about doing it, I highly recommend it, and you can do that on the website. Okay, you guys, it's time for the product reveal.
I've been waiting for this.
You don't understand
long time.
how long I've been waiting for this. So Curtis, this is one thing. I consider myself very lucky that Terry and I are real life friends.
Yep.
And so Terry, knowing that I geek out about all things outer, he'll send me like, I'm working on a little something, like, take a look at this. And then I am like, when is it ready? And I freak out. And so you shared a photo with me of this product and the innovation behind it and the multifunctionality behind it. 6 months, I mean, I don't even know how long.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Working on it for a little
And they don't stop until it's perfect.
Yep.
Which I have learned. You don't stop till it's perfect, and it's perfect. So we're finally ready to share it, and I'm so excited. What is the product that we're sharing today?
So the product is the centerpiece of your outdoor lounge. And you know, while we've been on this live stream, you've been looking at it. It is the multifunctional fire table.
And why is it multifunctional?
Yeah, it's multifunctional because it serves 3 purposes. The first is it acts as a flat surface, a coffee table.
Yes.
The
So there
second-
it is.
that's
Beautiful
it.
coffee table,
Yep.
and you can see that gorgeous, like, concrete, dark gray
It's
textured.
cast concrete.
So gorgeous.
That's right. The second is that, you know, we call it the multifunctional fire table because it is a fire table. And you can use it as a fire table.
Look at that.
It just transforms a space, doesn't it? It really.
It
I
does,
mean, it
yeah.
really does. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay, but that's not it. There's a third, and this is maybe the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yes. So, you know, a lot of what we do is we don't want to design something that's just more of the same stuff. And a lot of it is thinking about, like, what is it that we would want? And oftentimes, and Orly, you've said it, like, I have a fire table, and when I want to use it as a coffee table, I've cut out a plywood thing and put it on top to use it as a coffee table.
Yeah.
The last one we've done is it is a cooking griddle top. So you can actually cook with it now.
You guys, look at this photo. It's like an outdoor grill, like hibachi station. It's the coolest thing ever. This is, I mean, this is really just, this is just too cool for words, I swear. I can't wait to get into how all of this actually works. I'd love it if we can kind of walk through the process a little bit here.
So Curtis and Orly, would you mind helping me? Let's get the stuff off.
And while we're removing some of this, I just want to let you guys know that this is, it's not available right now. It's coming very, 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 very soon. So what we thought we would do for all of you watching as a thank you for being here on this live stream with us is we would give you a text, a phone number to text. You're going to text hot stuff because that's fun. You're going to text hot stuff to this phone number and you'll get alerts and updates as soon as it's available. So you'll be the first in line and you'll get one as soon as they come in. Okay.
Yeah, so here it is, flat surface, and the idea is that, Curtis, when you are trying to have some quiet from your kids in the house, you're having a call, you can spread out your laptop and stuff and have it as your outdoor office.
That's amazing.
So that's kind of the first function that we thought of.
So step 1.
Step 1, coffee table, use it as all the ways that you would use a coffee table.
You want to hand that to me?
Yeah, function 2. Here you're seeing it with the open fire pit. And one of the things we have are these ceramic spheres.
Oh, and they're so beautiful.
And I know what you saw was we're using them as decorative objects, but they go in your fire table.
And these are insanely lightweight. Like there's no way to explain, there's no way to explain what they feel like. They're super, super lightweight. Let's get these in here. And they're pretty enough that we literally used them in a bowl as decor. Like they were just sitting on the coffee table as decor before we put them in. So, ooh, thank you. You put that one in the corner there?
Yep.
Cool.
Up here.
And now what do these do? Is it just that they're so cool looking?
So they serve 2 functions. One, I want them to look cool, and I think these look more interesting than your like recycled glass or volcanic stone.
Yes.
So yes, they're decorative, but more importantly, oftentimes when you see a fire table, it comes with a glass windshield. And it just it's a square that goes around it. And it's something we could have done, but I actually didn't like it. It felt like it kind of disconnected you from
it
the
absolutely
element
does.
of fire. And so that windshield, the glass windshield helps with when the wind blows. And this actually functions the same way, where when it's lit, the gas is actually, it's helping direct the flame up.
And so we actually have a really cool sort of photo for this, because here is the setup, right? This is what it looks like, how gorgeous when it's a regular fire pit. Now, look at the thermal footage of this. So when you guys were actually trying to do these tests, you were putting sort of wind and breezes and seeing, does the flame move from side to side? And it stays going straight up. It stays going vertical. And that's the thing that's so cool, because my sister has a really cool fire pit and her flame gets really high. And anytime, like, we literally, when we're there, we just can't put anything on the surrounding space, because inevitably there'll be the lightest breeze and those flames kick over to one side, they'll burn a phone, they'll crack a glass. So the fact that something this beautiful keeps it open, but also keeps the flame up is so, so cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, but and then we're still only at 2. There's a whole third thing.
Yeah, so then the third one, as I mentioned, is a cooking device. So we have, I'll put these stands on. There's the stand. We have created a custom griddle top. I'll show you if you can see. Like it is, you can see it is branded outer.
It's so cool. Look at
So
that.
cool.
Oh, it's amazing. And that thing
So
is
is that cast iron?
It's cast iron, and you can see it is a flat top on one end, and then a griddle on the other. And I'll just...
Oh my God, do you know that it's literally not until right now that I realized each piece was reversible? I just thought one side was griddle and one side. No. Of course it's not. Why? I'm underestimating your genius.
So I will do today, we'll set it up both ways, where we have a flat top and a grate. Yeah.
Okay, now, Curtis, we're gonna have you turn it on. And I know normally this would be a very scary thing.
Right.
Because
normally like
singed eyebrows and such, right?
Yeah, so I'll explain. Like when we were working on the design of this, we are always thinking about the Seinfeld moments. If you ever hear me talk about it, it's like those pain points when you're working with products. We came up with 7 that, we identified 7, and we, with a few of them.
Why don't we turn it on while you're talking so it can
Sure.
heat up? Would you do that?
you got it.
Yeah, so one of the things that we realized was oftentimes when you light a grill or like anything, you'll have the clicking sound, and all of a sudden the gas will ignite and it'll explode.
Yes.
And then the joke that we talk about here at Outer is and as we're getting to the holiday, we talk about the film Elf with Will Ferrell. Yes. And his job, if you remember, in the movie was to be the QA engineer that was testing the Jack-in-the-Boxes. How awful of a job would that be?
Every 2 seconds, he's like, ah!
Yeah, you get scared, and we don't like that feeling. And I also talk about it in terms of those Pillsbury biscuit tubes that when you open it, they pop, and you just don't know when that happens. And we wanted to do something where we designed something where it has a much more gentle lighting sequence.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
So these are, like you said, cast iron. So we're gonna let them heat up as you let cast iron do, and then we're actually gonna do some live cooking so you can see how this works, which is great. But I would love to talk about something. So those of you who have joined us for these live streams, you know that Terry, he has like Terryisms. They're literally phrases and words he just makes up, and then he pretends like they're real. But they always carry such great explanations. You were talking about one called day parts.
Yeah.
What in the heck is a day part? And how did it inspire this design?
A day part is like, different parts of the day. You have different needs, different functions. And a fire table in itself serves only one part of, one piece of your day.
Yeah.
And we wanted to design this trying to accommodate all of the day parts. So, the way we envisioned this is we work backwards with the experience and then design that experience. So it's like midweek, midday, maybe the kids are at school and you want to go hang out outside and it's warm out. You're probably not going to use it as a fire table.
Sure.
You'll use it as a coffee table.
Yeah, right.
You'll be doing working on your computer, and that's where you use it as a coffee table. I consider that one day part. Come the evening, on a weekday, kids are asleep, you're with your partner, you want to go hang out outside, it's a bit of a chilly night, you want to have a glass of wine, use it as a fire table.
Yeah, right.
And then, how we have it set up right now, I think of this more as a weekend thing, where, you are actually doing the preparation, you're having guests over.
Yeah.
And, you're preparing the meal, and then you use it as, we call it social cooking. So we've been working on a whole concept of social cooking. It's something that you see in Eastern culture. You see it with Korean barbecues and hot pot. And we don't seem to have it here. What we have here, we call it, and my Seinfeldism, is we've been calling it the host dilemma.
Yeah, right.
What is the host dilemma? And Curtis, I think you know what it is, which is when you are the host, you're oftentimes not really enjoying the time with your guests because you're prepping the food,
Yeah, yeah.
making sure they're happy, and if you're grilling, your butt is towards your guests. And
Yeah.
the idea of this is that you do all the prep ahead of time so that when it comes time to cook, you are social cooking and hanging out with your guests all at the same time.
And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now. Now, one thing I just wanna show real quick is that we have on here, this comes with it when you get it, there are these silicone mats that protect your surface. So here you can see that really cool texture, that's the actual fire pit. On top are these mats, they'll protect your surface so it's easy to clean. Now, Curtis, I'd love you to sort of let me know if you feel like we're hot enough to get started.
It's just getting there. So what I'll do is I'll start with some of my veggies. You know, you mentioned being a good host. I always say, because I entertain all the time, I'm always telling people how to entertain, the best hosts have the most fun.
Yes.
Because if you go to someone's house and the host is having a great time, you're like, awesome. But if they're looking nervous and stressed out,
such a good
that
point.
stresses you out too, and you just don't want
Do we
that.
need to put on the butter or the oil and
Do you
stuff?
know what? For the mushrooms, they'll be fine.
Okay.
And then what I'll do,
See how
because
nervous Carrie and I just got?
there's so many ways to cook with this, right? So I've got a little butter over here. I'm going to throw some butter over there, and that's always a good way to sort of get your judge of the. Oh, great, thanks. A judge of the temperature. You can see how quickly that got hot. I'm going to throw some peppers and some mushrooms on this side. I'm going to let this get a little hotter for my steaks, and then. What about some pancakes, you guys?
I mean, I gotta say, if we can do pancakes on this thing, I feel like we can do kind of anything on
All right,
this.
let's get a little bit more butter over there.
So, Curtis, one of the things that when we were envisioning this product was I've done a backyard camping night with my daughter.
Oh yeah, fun.
And I'm sure you've done it with your sons. And the idea is after you've done your backyard camping, how fun would it be to be able to cook outside in the morning?
Oh yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about like the day after Thanksgiving. Imagine coming out and having breakfast outside with the kids.
Yeah.
They'd absolutely love it.
Here's some, we could do some skewers. I mean, here's
yeah.
some stuff. And Curtis, I know one of the tips that you have that I think is so great is to have like a big
Spare
bucket
tongs,
ready and set up with what each person really likes to drink so that everyone can help themselves, that you're not playing bartender all night. So here we've got some drinks.
Oh, nice.
Can I serve you? We've got
Sure
Pellegrino, I've got Topo
Topo
Chico,
Chico.
I've got beer.
I'll take a beer.
All right.
Why not?
Do you want a Sam Adams?
I was about to say it's 5 o'clock in Australia, but it's still morning time. It's afternoon over here. We're allowed.
Now, in so you have written 6 cookbooks, but your most recent one is Good Food, Good Life.
Right.
Are some of these tips that you talk about entertaining in that book? Is it focused mainly on recipes? What is in that incredible book?
So Good Food, Good Life's all about it's about having a good life through good food. And when you're entertaining, when you're hanging out, when you're cooking delicious food, see this little New York strip, or the sirloin as we call it in Australia. I'm actually going to mean something totally different here in the States, you guys.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to turn it upside down. Now, you notice I didn't put any oil on this part of the grill because there's some marbling in that fat, marbling, which is fat, in the steak, and it'll actually render down as it cooks, so you don't need it. Over here on the griddle, if you're cooking pancakes, of course you need to put a little butter.
You're blowing my mind with the no butter, no oil. Like I always feel scared to, especially, I don't know, I always feel scared to cook without it.
Sure.
Oh, see, look at that great caramelization, the color.
Can you grab me those longer tongs?
Oh,
right
yes. Here you go.
And see how we're all getting involved? It's not just left up to the one person to do the
That's
cooking.
the best part. Like, it is interactive.
If I want to put fruit on the grill side, does it need butter or can it just go straight down?
That probably needs just a little butter, yeah. Let me make you some space.
Make me some space.
Okay.
This is so fun. I mean, I'm worried that we're going to forget that you're all here with us because this is...
I know, I seem to get entranced when I start doing this.
So true.
What I love so much about this is it does feel like an event in and of itself, like an activity.
Right.
Whereas the cooking part is oftentimes, especially if you're the host, it's a task or a chore that has to get done in order for everyone to then enjoy the activity.
Yeah.
By having it like this, like you talk about social cooking, it's an actual part of the experience now.
Right,
it's like this talking, when you leave, you'll be like, oh my God, and it was so cool. We all sat there and we started grilling and everyone made their own, skewers and this is so fun.
You think about like, sharing a meal is such a universally beneficial thing for everyone, and we're taking it to the next level where, again, like the host is not responsible for doing all the cooking themselves. Everyone is like, look at the grill marks on the peppers already.
Right. And I mean, look at the steak. We've already got that sear on the
fat.
Little bit of fat there.
Guys, I'm dying to know, for all of you watching right now, when you get your 3-in-1 fire pit, what's the first thing you're gonna cook?
Oh yeah.
I need to know. I need to know. You got to comment it. I mean, please.
All right, yeah.
I'm so curious. I love all the comments coming in. People are like, wait, what, pancakes? I love it. I'm hungry. I love this
I mean, imagine
design.
the flapjacks you could be doing.
Yeah. Isn't that one of your favorite things to eat
Oh, yeah.
for breakfast?
It
I
is.
think that's what I've read.
It sure
yeah.
is. It sure
You know,
is.
one of the other Seinfeld moments we talked about was, a fire table is kind of inefficient. When you think about it being on, which direction does heat go? It goes up.
Yeah.
Right? And the idea of having this cooktop on it, you can tell, I'm sure, like the heat now is actually going outwards.
Yeah.
So on a cold night, it actually is serving two purposes, where it's actually like warming all the people around even more.
It's really genius. And you know, the first thing I
Smells
thought
so
of,
good.
because I'm like you, I always think, I think of the fun, and then I'm like, but where's the problem? And when I first saw this, I was like, but won't it splatter? And then you're like, yeah, no, we thought about it with the silicone.
Exactly.
So yeah, we
I
knew
swear,
that. Yeah.
Sometimes it annoys me. 'Cause I'm like, you know what
Oh,
would be
wow.
really cool? And Terry's like,
I mean,
Look at that
check out
steak.
that gorgeous
That's
steak.
Look at that.
amazing.
Absolutely beautiful.
That smells so good.
Those
right
grill
now.
marks. And whenever any of these are ready, you have some plates on the left over there under
Right.
the napkins that you can look at this.
Perfect little pancakes.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm like too excited.
I forgot to mention this, but if you were wondering, our fire table, the flame is adjustable. It goes to a max of 55,000 BTUs, and then you can get it to, I guess you would call it, a simmer. So, being able to cook pancakes all the way to like high heat for searing your steak, you can do it all.
Isn't
Yeah.
that so great? So you can literally turn it up and
right.
down like it's the grill.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, and you can use anything on this that you could use on a regular cast iron inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no reason not to. I'm getting creative with some skewers.
Well, cheers, you guys. I mean, this is what being outdoors and with
Cheers.
friends
Fun,
is all
huh?
about, isn't it?
This is
I don't
exactly.
know about you, but as soon as we started doing this, I felt like the world went away, and it was just the three
Right.
of us kind of hanging
Yeah,
out.
it does, and I feel like that's reminding me that we're not alone, and I feel like people have questions.
Yeah.
So maybe we should take a couple questions while we're letting things cook. We can kind of actively answer and cook all at the same time, just like you would when you're entertaining.
Exactly.
So let's see if we've got our first question ready.
Love that sound.
Alrighty, first one is from Alan. Does the fire pit use natural gas or propane?
So Alan, right now our initial one is it is using a propane tank, and you don't see it here, but we actually designed a propane tank cover. If you can pan over to where this cover is, next to Curtis. And the idea we had was, why are propane tank covers always so boring? They're usually like a cylinder.
Yes.
Or like a square shape. So we actually wanted to design it that you'd want it to be stylish. But right now it is propane. It can be converted to natural gas, and it really is just a nozzle that limits the amount of gas that actually passes through.
So cool.
So cool.
Amazing. All right, let's take a look at our next question. Wow, look how beautiful that looks. I'm like mesmerized. All right, this one's from Deborah. Weight. Is it easy to move around?
It is cast concrete, so it is pretty heavy. I think it's around 200 pounds. So, I mean, I don't imagine you'd want it, once you set it in place,
Yeah.
no real reason for you to want it to really move it around.
Yep. All right, great. Let's see. Do we have another one?
How quick was that, guys? The steak's ready.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I mean,
Really quite something.
this is, those mushrooms. Okay, Daniel, how long does one propane tank last on max?
It's no different than how you use your grill, right? So I think it lasts a couple hours at the very least. I don't actually know, like every time I use my grill, it lasts months, and it really depends on the frequency of how you use it. So it really is kind of, depends if you're using it every night, a couple times a week, but it's no different than how you would use your grill.
Cool.
Or the amount of time that it lasts.
Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty specific to each person and
Yeah.
how often
That's
and
right.
for how long they use it.
Yeah.
All right, do we have another question? Eric Rosen, with your work on Top Chef Junior, any advice to get young kids into cooking? Oh, this is a fantastic question, Eric.
Oh, you know what? It's a really topical question too, because the first thing you have to do is teach your kids where their food comes from.
Yeah.
Right? So I always say, if you can do a little gardening, even if it's a little herb garden or herb garden, that's good enough. But then this, just get them involved. I mean, look at the sear on that beautiful
So
steak.
good.
If you were to do this with your kids, they're in.
Can you imagine how excited your boys will be?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they would be so stoked, because half of the time the problem with my daughter wants to cook, and it's something she could definitely help me with, but it's just the height of the stovetop. Obviously, I have to pull up like a little chair or a ladder, and I always feel nervous that she's gonna like wobble, and so something like this, the fact that it's at this height, and obviously, you explain to your kids and you're careful. Can we look at these plates?
to plate them. I'm not doing such a
Okay,
good
do we have another question?
Because
otherwise I
plating
want.
like you're doing.
Let's see if we've got another one. And then there's some steak knives to your left, Curtis.
Oh,
that we
great.
can literally dig in here.
We don't want to.
Hillary Bloom, how do you clean the grill plates, and what type of scrubbers can be used, or is that not needed? That's a great question.
Yeah, Hillary, that's a great question. These are made of cast iron, so no different than your cast iron skillet. You can use like a steel wool. Steel wool is probably a really popular thing to use.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's exactly the same way that you would actually do your cast iron skillet.
Yep, you can beat them up. Cast iron, that's the
lasts
beauty
forever.
of cast iron. It literally lasts forever. And if you ever wanted to season it, you could do that too. And the way you do that is you just rub it lightly with a little bit of oil, stick it in a hot oven, and for maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
180 Celsius, I'm talking.
Oh my God.
350 Fahrenheit.
Something interesting, maybe you can kind of validate. I used to not actually use dish soap on my cast iron. Now it seems like you can.
Well,
what is your thoughts on that?
you can, you always can, but it's probably better if you don't. A little bit the same way. The reason you don't go out with dish soap on your grill and scrub away at your grill is because you want to leave that sort of
Seasoning.
the seasoning there. So, yeah.
How is it?
You guys, this is so delicious. I forgot that I have a job to do. This is absolutely fantastic.
I thought you were going to say you forgot you were vegetarian. I suppose.
Can you imagine? Oops. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to turn the fire down, because we have one more really fun element we want to show, which is actually how quickly the spheres cool down.
Yeah,
so we're going to turn it off. We're going to let these kind of sit here for a minute, and then we're going to show you that, which is so cool. I wonder if we have any more questions while I very politely shove my face with this delicious food that the one and only Curtis Stone cooked for me right here.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That we had Curtis Stone.
I have to
cook for us,
say,
so thank you for that.
yeah.
I didn't even think about
You're
that.
so lovely and nice that I'm forgetting how big of a deal you are, and that you just cooked up some food for us that we're just sitting here munching on. Okay, Alyssa Marquez, I see you have a rug underneath the fire pit. Can you put the fire pit over any surface?
You can.
I have my fire pit at home, my old one, which, by the way, has the crushed glass, which one of the really interesting things we talked about was the ease of cleaning. The spheres, because they're so large, and you could actually just use like a leaf blower to get any dust out of there.
Yeah.
I can't. I have to literally pick out individual things, because if I leaf blow, the little glass goes everywhere. I digress. I have mine on top of a rug, and mine is natural gas, and I had to cut a hole in my outer rug in order to put it on top of it, but it works perfectly on top, and there's no, is it already cooled down?
No, it's still hot. I'm just testing around.
Okay.
I'm touching the ceramic balls right now. It takes about, I think, 4 minutes before I actually can pick it up. So give me 4 minutes and I'll pick it up. I'll show you how much it cools down.
Well, let's see. Do we have another question? If not, I'm just going to keep eating. Okay, Marie, how long do the coals, the gray balls, last?
They last forever.
Yeah, is there even
I don't see, they don't burn. They're basically like a high fire ceramic fiber, so they won't break down.
It's not like charcoal.
No, it's not.
It's not like the
no.
same as, yeah, they're not like a replacement for charcoal.
That's right.
They're not that. Yeah.
Is it hot?
That's a good question, though.
It is. I mean, I've got
But
really...
you said, we turned it off at 153. It's 154 right now.
And look, I can hold it. I mean, it's crazy to think that was just in there. I mean, look,
You've got Teflon hands.
You've got crazy hands, yeah.
But the fact, I mean, you can see how all that steak
Oh,
grilled
but
and-
I don't have Teflon hands. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna
that was
pull it
a
out.
lot.
Let's see.
I'm gonna give that one a second. Let's see if we have another question.
Crazy, right?
Right?
Keep them coming. Judd, how easy is the rest of the tabletop to clean off? I have to imagine there's some splatter.
That is a great question again, Judd, and it was something that Curtis brought up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you noticed it right away, but with anything that you're cooking, when you have fat and grease, it's going to be splattering, and it does. And what we've designed, maybe can you lift the
Yes.
edge? We designed a silicone
do one.
splatter guard. Thank you.
Look at that.
And the idea is that when you're cooking on it, you put this down, and the grease gets on this rather than your fire table, because you know, it's much easier to clean the silicone. Just bring it to your kitchen or your dishwasher and you can clean it.
So smart. All right, let's take a look at our last question. Martha, Terry, what's the most fun thing you've cooked on the fire pit grill so far?
You know what? I love doing steak just like you, Curtis. I think it's just something about that sound. But really, like, oftentimes what we do is a steak with all kinds of vegetables, and we will actually just do like almost like a stir fry. It's just so flavorful.
Yes. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm distracted. I lost track of where we are, what we're doing. I love seeing everything that you guys are going to cook on your grill top when you guys get these. It's so cool seeing all of these comments. So thank you so much for taking the time to share those all with us. This is just awesome. I love it. Okay, I wanted to remind everybody a little bit about, what was that? Sorry. Okay. My friend Summer was talking to me. I wanted to make sure that I heard her. I'm going to just take a look and make sure that we don't have anything else that we want to get to before we talk a little bit about our giveaway, because I don't want us to miss anything. We don't. It's time for the giveaway, you guys. All right. So, like I said, we are giving away a conversation set. So we've got the all-weather wicker armless conversation set. These two bad boys right here, so awesome. You guys can use them in your existing setup, or when your outer collection expands, you can use them to create all sorts of cool configurations, or you can have a beautiful little sweet spot just like that. The winner of today's conversation set, let's put the name of the winner up. I'm so excited for you, whoever you are. Sharon Polchowski.
Congratulations, Sharon.
In Illinois. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Look at that. I can actually hold it, and I don't have Teflon hands like you. That's amazing. Congratulations. For the rest of you who are wondering about the Ettitude and Outer collab on this giveaway, that's going to be announced a little bit later, not on the show, but you'll be reached out to. So all you guys have to do is just find that comment down in the comment section, and you guys can take a look. And a reminder that the fire pit table is almost here. It's going to be available very, very soon. So for those of you that are watching, if you want to get your hands on one, I highly recommend taking advantage of the text. So you guys will text the phrase hot stuff to the phone number that we'll put up right now, and you guys can then get alerts and notifications as soon as those are all ready for you. Curtis Stone, I have no words. Thank you so much for being here with us.
That was so fun,
This
you guys.
was
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I think
The
this is a
most
bucket
fun.
list to have a celebrity chef as talented as Curtis cooking
Yes,
for us.
sitting right here cooking for us.
But you know what's so cool? It's totally informal. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
We're all- you know, you could do a little. My brain's going crazy.
Sure.
Imagine marinated chicken skewers and some beef skewers and lamb skewers, and then you can just be sitting here turning them
Yeah.
and hanging out with your
Yeah.
pals.
No,
Very
it's
fun.
it's amazing. We can't wait to see which collection you end up having in your space. You're going to have to share it with us.
I think it's going to be the Wicker, but I promise I'll share the
Okay,
photos.
okay. We're so excited. Thank you very much. Guys, you got to keep up with Curtis on everything that he's doing. You can follow him at Curtis Stone across all of his socials. Make sure to get your hands on his most recent book, Good Food, Good Life. You can get it on Amazon, anywhere that books are sold. Take advantage. He's so incredible and he's so lovely. And now we must all spend the rest of our lives supporting him in any way that we can, because he's just that great. Thank you for being here. Everyone
you,
else,
Curtis.
thanks for joining us. We had so much fun. Thanks for being active in those comments. You have no idea how much it lights us up and makes us happy. Terry, this was great.
It was amazing. And Curtis, thank you again for joining us, and you validated at least our assumptions about this idea of social
Awesome.
cooking. So
Yeah.
excited
Really
to see what you actually will be doing with this when you get
I'll be posting it. Watch me on social.
Perfect. And for all of the new Australian family joining the Outer fam, remember you guys can shop right now at liveouter.com.au. Get you some good outer. Enjoy that outdoor space. We love you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Okay, now I'm